What's good, y'all? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I got the bell on me, so y'all know what time it is, man. So we back. Talking wrestling, talking about the Dark Side of the Ring, season 3. They snuck up on us. Vice snuck up on us. We knew it was coming out, but they snuck up on us with the part 1 of the Brian Pillman story. And man, you know, let me just give my opinion out about Brian Pillman real quick. I didn't rest in peace to him. I would assume because of what we get talk about that a little later, but about how his wrestling character was, that he may have been one of the people that kind of passed on drugs or whatever have you, some addiction, some habit, but that's just me assuming, and you know what we get for assuming. So that wasn't the case at all. Actually, the first part of the story shed some light on him that he was you know, a different type of dude, you know, and intellectual and stuff like that. But anyway, moving part of the story, my opinion of Brian Pillman. I just remember pretty much from WCW with the Bengal wrestling trunks and all that type of stuff. He was kind of like a mid-card dude, high flying though. Before you had light heavyweights and all that stuff, he was a light heavyweight, but he was just built, you know, had that physique, but he can go off the top rope. He was one of the high flyers. Back then, you know, we were looking at wrestlers that had that flair or charisma, or they were just real big or something, but he was kind of like the prototype there, because a shorter dude and all stuff. But his background, man, he dude played in the NFL for a little bit. Then he went to the Canadian Football League. He played there for a little bit. So he was in there. He was doing his thing, man. So you had that, in my opinion. So but then he got that character name like the Loose Cannon. And that's when I think I kind of fell off, stopped watching for a little bit, or you know, deployments or whatever have you. I just, you know, stopped watching wrestling for a little bit, and he just stayed in the WWE. But about the story with this Vice, first of all, well done, man. Again, to the owners or the creators, you know, they tap in every once in a while when I do the reviews. So shout out to that, and I really appreciate that, you know what I mean? But y'all content is dope. So this story went into, you know, he was living the wrestling life. Not saying the wrestling life you gotta cheat or whatever, but he was, you know, moving around and stuff. He played football, like I said. Had some bad injuries once he first of all, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, don't watch the rest of this, but watch the rest of it. But you know, I'm about to say a little bit about the story, but I'll put the link in the description. He had an injury. He basically got over that. And he was like, hey, the weight trainer from the Cincinnati Bengals, he was like, hey, or the NFL or whatever. He kept a close relationship with him. He's like, hey, what do you think I have to do to, you know? He's like, hey, try wrestling, because I guess he was up there in Canada anyway. So he ended up, because he was in Canada, word of mouth, linked up with the Hart family, like to start training in the dungeon. That's the connection he made later on, where they had the Hart family kind of faction, and it was just him, Jim Neidhart, Bret Hart, Owen Hart when he was alive, British Bulldog when he was alive. They all, and it was kind of like a linked family. And I was like, how did Brian Pillman fit in that? But I was like, hey, he's part of the dungeon. I was like, oh, it's not a storyline, okay? He really trained there. So he trained there, got in, he did some indies and stuff. He was in WCW. He's working, but as we know, WCW is a failed company, ended up going underneath WWE. He actually worked while they were like switching out management over and over. So when he was like going up there, every time he worked his way up, he went back down, starting over when there was somebody else new there. So that story went on in the background. He had his life going on, where he had a female he's real in love with, but he started going down to WCW, where it was in Atlanta and Georgia and with Turner and all that stuff, and he had his little dibble and dabbling and other females and stuff like that. He ended up having a kid that he didn't know about, and when he did find out about it, it looks like he took care of that kid 100%. Like that was his kid. He had a kid with his girlfriend then. And then he also had been putting through a lot of stuff, and the story dictates itself, but it was pretty good. But the twist of the story is, and I guess I'll let y'all leave something to watch. But the twist of the story is how his first love that he was around, that he ended up cheating on and all stuff, and had his daughter with his she is not here as long as with Brian Pillman. And when I say Brian Pillman passed, he ended up passing by having a car accident, and the way they played it is he kind of made an impulsive buy when he went after he was saying, hey, I need to save some money and stuff like that, because he didn't know where his stuff. It's a lot. I'm gonna leave some to the imagination, but I don't want to go into the details and stuff. But Stone Cold has something to do with it. Steve Austin is in there. Of course, he had to stay in WCW. His estranged widow was in there, and I don't say estranged widow, wife or whatever, but widow, and looked like she was something. They had one picture of her when she was younger, beautiful lady, and now, man, stay off them drugs. Stay off them drugs. Stay. I mean, I don't say stay off of everything, but if you can, man, I'm not perfect, but goddamn, like Jesus, like missing teeth and all kinds. Look bad for my guy, man, but the daughter of the dead girlfriend or fiance that was Brian Pillman, she has no love for the widow. Brian Pillman Jr., which we know he's on AEW. Was he the son of the? Well, he's his only son, but I forgot if he's the son of the widow or not. But check that out. It's again dope. They got people credible in there. Messler, Cornette, Brian Pillman Jr. Both of his daughters, got both of his daughters in there. Got the widow in there. And, has his older sister in there, speaking pretty much on behalf of the girlfriend or fiance that passed. And it's a pretty sad story. It just looks like dude Pillman loved his kids, man. And I'll say one thing I didn't know about him. He was, a real one. Like he was some of them fake tough. He was real tough, and then he's a real intellectual. A lot of stuff he thought, like to the point where they say he shattered the fourth wall. For the wrestling fans know what that is. He shattered the fourth wall, and he used his intellect before it was cool to like shatter that fourth wall or break kayfabe or whatever. He used all that to his advantage. And then the sad thing is, at the end of the day, when he was about to come up off of using his intellect, the undaughted, man. So it's a good fight. I'm amped about seeing the second part of the finishing of this episode. I was wondering why it was on YouTube, and then they turned around and I said, oh, Thursday it starts, or next week, which I'll be tuning in for that. But I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Y'all overdid yourselves. I can't wait. And they have a lineup, man. It's about, man. Y'all got some episodes coming up, so I'm be there for the review. For all my wrestling fans, man. Tune in, tap in. Put the link in the description. But anyway, till the next time, I'm gonna check y'all later. Long live D-Mac.